Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you.
The soap today was sent to us from the Smoldridge family.
Welcome to the longest night of the year. Let's celebrate the winter solstice together from Blackbird Farm and Apothecary.
It's a Christmas morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to let you know we are having our second annual live with Santa himself on Instagram, December 23rd, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you get to see Santa's first impression of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, our collaboration soap we have with Adopted Acres.
Yeah, and Doug Lane will be there in person, and then for the whole second half, Santa will be inviting all of the boys and girls in the wet shaving community on to tell him what they want for Christmas live on Instagram, so we hope to see you there. I will be off camera manning the chat. Sarah will be here hosting with Santa Claus himself, so y'all, come on by December 23rd. And what's our soap today?
Our soap today is Winter Solstice, and we were so excited that the actual date this airs is Winter Solstice.
How cool, y'all. It's like if we had a leap year one on leap year itself. Right. Well, let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at blackbird-farm-apothecary.com.
Introducing our Winter Solstice Shave Soap, a delightful blend that captures the essence of the season. Experience the crisp, clean scent of tart cranberry harmoniously paired with the warm, comforting notes of cinnamon and spicy clove. Accents of sweet mandarin orange adds a delightful brightness. Enjoy a rich, creamy lather that ensures a smooth shave, leaving your skin revitalized and beautifully fragrant. Embrace the warmth and tranquility of winter with every shave.
Oh, y'all,
Hey.
I'm excited. We have been doing a month of Christmas soaps, but this one isn't. This is an homage to a winter's night, and there's some cold bracing stuff in there and some stuff to warm your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
Y'all, we are so excited about this new artisan because not only are the scents amazing, but wait until you see this lather. It is not impossible to bow leather, and you will see it here. Mysteries and wonders await you when we open the box. All right, y'all, we opened this box on the last episode because we had to get our tobacco and leather soap out, but what a beautiful one this was. Made us excited for the next one.
It really did. So we've got two still waiting in here. We have a bay rum that you did not see
Right,
yet.
yeah, this is coming attractions as well. Stay tuned in January, but you did see.
You did see our Winter Solstice. Look at that label.
Love it, y'all. Look at the rainbow.
And then we have a sticker to match.
Hey, I love that. I love when the stickers match the tubs. There are a bunch of tubs. I want to make full-size posters up for the bathroom. All right, y'all, I'm excited. Let's have our wintry first impression. All right, y'all, I'm going to go first so Sarah can ask me some questions. I am excited to have this first impression.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Boy, it's harder.
I
So
smelled their last one
beautiful.
first, so you should totally
Sweet bear.
get it.
Here we go.
Ooh, he's diving in quick.
Y'all, this lit up 5 times more stuff in my brain than I thought it would. The first place it hit was a nostalgic candy that I used to have, and then that almost vanished immediately and dove down into some spicy, woody, wondrous stuff going on in here. Wait a minute. Oh, whoa.
I think this is the one that Sean said he had actually smelled and was like, no, you got to get your noses on this.
That I understand. There was a lovely sense of cologne in here. There was a lovely sense of a perfume going on in here. These are like people walking down the street singing doo-wah-diddy.
Okay.
And then you've got this beautiful winter wonderland around them. This is a date night scent. Yeah, well, it's the longest night of the year. It makes perfect sense to me. Y'all, if you have those brooms on the back of your door that are beautifully scented with cinnamon oil for the autumn season, that scent is in here, but it is not overpowering. The cinnamon sits beautifully in a balance, supporting the other characteristics. It's not the first thing that jumped out at me.
Okay.
And then, hold on. I am shocked at how the cinnamon and clove are holding hands in here. I have not experienced that in a shave soap before. They are like the two best friends that anyone has had. Something beautifully spicy and orangey just under the surface, swirling around to keep it a little bit citrusy, spicy. And the sweets in this are natural sweets. They don't come from like a brown sugar syrupy sense. They come from like a vanilla. They come from the clove. They come from those kind of places. Whoa, I love it when three worlds kind of come together. Well, it's almost like a family now that I think about it, because I get that wisp of that candy I had when I was super little, and then it opens the door to a beautiful perfume, a lovely cologne, and a beautiful outdoor vibe on top of all of that. That's what this smells like to me, because the youthful quality is so present. The dapper, grown-up, safe quality is present. There's a beautiful feminine quality to this that's present. Wow, this is a Christmas hour. I kind of remember when I was little, we used to all pile in the car and play I See One, like super little. And we would drive through our little suburb in late November and see all of the early adopters who would put up their Christmas lights, and we would say, I see one, to be the first one to like claim it. That's kind of the nostalgia of what this is bringing up for me, is those little family adventures on Christmas, or driving up to cut down our Christmas tree or something like that. Wow, this has captured that vibe.
Awesome.
Beautifully. The three distinct characters that are swirling around in this, I feel like they give it such movement and beauty.
Do you get like a tree outdoorsy vibe?
No. There's no evergreen in this. Not that I'm sensing. I bring you glad tidings of great joy. Well, because that tends to be like a cast. You know how you can turn up the color on a picture warmer or colder? Evergreen tends to turn everything in a soap a little colder for me. And it's not here, because I think the charm exists in the warmth in the very center of this, and I think evergreen might have squashed it a little bit. How wonderful to have a Christmassy vibe without the evergreen, and I guess I should go to the text. It doesn't say Christmas, it's winter solstice.
Right, that's true. That's the intention.
Right.
It does say that it's a seasonal scent, too, and I get it, because if this is kind of where it's taking you, it fits for the season, you know?
If you don't do a summer solstice scent, we are no longer friends. And the vibe this gives my imagination, I'm going to hand this to you because I'm going to get too excited, is New York City's FAO Schwartz. Y'all, back in the day, that was the toy store of toy stores. Did you see Big? You know the piano scene? That was at FAO Schwartz. It's not just a toy store. It's a restaurant. It's an ice cream parlor. It's everything a kid could want, and it smells ritzy and amazing. It does not have that plasticky smell of Toys R Us, although if that was in a shave soap too, I'd probably buy it. No. This smells like Midtown Manhattan at Christmas, surrounded by toys and goodies and candies and candles and everything else FAO Schwartz was about at Christmas is captured in here somehow.
Ooh, I am intrigued. I didn't even get to ask questions because you felt it all.
For some moments in life, there are no words. All right, take it in. I want to see what you think.
I want to go on this Winter Wonderland adventure
I
now.
want you to come with me.
Wow, it's like a whole, can you see? It looks like a whole stained glass window back there.
Love that.
Wow. Okay, I'm diving in. Wow, this makes you want to take a long whiff. There's a lot in there.
I know. It is so unexpected.
I honestly feel like, because we live in California, we get some season changes, but we don't get as drastic of a season shift as a lot of you do. And these soaps really feel like I finally am like, okay, winter is here when you smell this. Just the fun, like, I get to look at them in my mind through reading books or like a Hallmark movie or somewhere where it sets the scene of winter, and you just see people as soon as they leave the house, they got to put all the layers on. All of our friends that are in Michigan too, it's like, oh, well, it's snowing again. You know,
Angelo looks like a tick about to pop.
It's just a different way of living your seasons. Like, it hits differently. And this smell, I feel like, would be the perfect scent to throw in to those little landscapes where you are with your family all bundled up in the snow going to get your Christmas tree, or it's time to go to the holiday parties or the school shows. Like, that season shift is a thing where we don't get them as much here. But through this soap, I feel like I'm there. Maybe that's what you meant by going to look at the trees and trying to spy and see them in the houses and things, because undeniably, there are fruits and things in here, which you don't always assume is a holiday-ish, winter scent. But the way that they're used here, I get what you meant by the almost candy vibe, because they are the more candied fruits. They aren't the summer fresh off the tree fruit. There's something about them that makes you know that it's winter still.
That dried fruitcake sense to it. Y'all, we live here in San Francisco, where when you walk in the Fairmount Hotel, there is a life-size gingerbread house that you can actually go have afternoon tea in. It's those kind of scents, those kind of bustling metropolis at Christmas is captured in here. So.
Just that different excitement that's in the air.
Right.
You know, it's instead of being more the Scrooge vibe, it's the other side.
It's a great word. This soap captures the smell of excitement.
Right. There's something about it that just makes it more fun through this scent. Like it changes your lens somehow.
And very cool that it's locked into December 21st. So it will always be anticipating the little holiday that's 3 days later. And I don't think their etymologies were all that separate, but that's for a whole different episode. The Bible says the cattle were lowing and things, and those things didn't happen until later in the year. So they probably lined up the Christmas holiday with the giant solstice holiday that was already going on because they already had the tables and chairs set up. There was some laziness in the early days of things.
I don't know how, but these spices, I get what you were saying earlier, that cinnamon and clove in here are used in a magical way. Right. Like I make a tea a lot of the times that has cinnamon and apple, but instead of apple, if you could swap in the fruits that they have here, I feel like that's just that cozy little homey wintry vibe going on.
Glad you said that because I drink good earth tea like it's going out of style and talk about clove and cinnamon. But I did not get a sense of that at all here. It's done in a very different way. It's done in a deconstructed way with a little bit more of a perfumer's balance than a gourmandy balance. Does that make sense? I don't really feel like I want to get a spoon. I want to feel like I want to put this on me and wear it out somewhere nice.
Or I want to have this in a wax melt or a candle that can go all day. There's just something about this scent that I don't want to go away.
And I love how these scent notes are clicking together to kind of form a new layer of scent notes, which we might discover a little more of when we look at the scent note page. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at blackbird-farm-apothecary.com.
Experience the crisp, clean scent. That actually is a really good thing to just not even read anything else past that.
Although the next word is so telling for the top notes. Tart.
Yes.
Love that. We were just watching George Carlin, who said, you know, nobody ever says in real life tart or tangy. You never say, oh, I love that. It's awfully tart. And tangy, too. But that's a perfect word because it hits your nose with a fabulous zest of those candied fruits.
All right. Tart cranberry, harmoniously paired with the warm, comforting notes of cinnamon and spicy clove.
And I love those are listed together because that's exactly how I sense them. I couldn't pull them apart.
No.
What do you think?
No, where it says harmoniously, that's the exact word we should have. Accents of sweet mandarin orange. That's why.
Right. And I love they've left that till later in the scent note list because orange is very often the first thing that jumps out at you. It's hard to do in a shaving soap. Citrus, believe it or not, is tricky.
Yep.
And I love that they have tamed this with a whip and a chair. So the orange is not the first thing you sense. It's just in a simmer pot over in the corner that hits you later in the scent.
And it does add that gentle sweetness because cranberries aren't that sweet. They are more tart. But then jumping into that sweet mandarin, it's just that little gentle hug on the way out somehow.
Right, but there is something so beautiful and seasonal about the tartness of the cranberry without the sweetness to it.
I wouldn't think winter and think cranberry or sweet mandarin, but here they have to be. Like this scent that is perfectly winter, they're there.
That's what the mandarin's doing. It is taking the edges off the cranberry, and that's why I don't sense the mandarin.
Right.
But I also don't sense the pokey edges of the cranberry either. Y'all, what a fabulous balance this is. And you want to make a little bit of a lather and show these folks how
I
this
also
works?
still want to push in the request for splashes. If that's on the list, we would be fans
You know,
of this.
we would not be upset. And y'all, if you don't share brushes and bowls like we do not, and you need to scoop your soaps, it can be done with the harder soaps. It's fairly simple. You just take a little bit of a harder scoop like a guitar pick or one of these beautiful metal shovels that Barry from a Texan Shaves gave us, and you just dig in a little bit to the soap. Now, you don't need all that much for a harder soap because it is harder. There's more business being done.
A little more dense.
So we're just going to push that in. Let me just get a tiny bit more here. There we
We
go.
want to show off the lather for y'all here.
And then once it's been scooped, it pushes into the bowl rather nicely, actually.
And this is our Haley's Artisan Bowl, along with our Yaki, my first brush that I got. Just for your reference, when you say a soft soap, I think of our McDuff soap. That's more of like a buttery kind of a texture. And then when you say a harder, almost puck kind of soap, I feel more like, you know when a candle is like halfway drying out and it's a little more resistance, a little waxy kind of a texture, like a melted crayon kind of thing. That's what I think more of when I'm pressing in the harder soaps, it feels like.
Right. And y'all, also a gift of the Smaldridge family is our bougie sprayer. We love this thing. You should have seen the show in the Dark Ages. But Marcus, you're putting a lot of water onto a very little amount of soap. Yeah, I am. Okay, watch this, y'all. What we do here at the Barbershop Duet is we do the patented vertical bloom. So that means we're going to keep the soap at the top of the bowl. We're going to let the water run down to the bottom. That soap's going to be wet, but not wet enough to build the lather yet. So we're going to start spinning the brush forwards, backwards onto that soap at the top of the bowl. And then we're going to push down to find a little backbone, see what it's doing, and then spin the brush 25%. Give those bristles a new orientation to hit that soap with. Forwards, backwards, push down, a little backbone, then turn the brush again, another 25%. New orientation for the bristles, for the soap to get sopped up onto them, and you're going to start to see a spirograph pattern on the bottom of the bowl itself. Now, right about the time you got about 25-30% of that soap still left in the bowl, most of it's between the bristles of the brush. Slowly, carefully, because this is the dangerous part for the dog. Go down to the water, slowly let those bristles just absorb it up onto those bristles. And now you are ready for the best face lather of your life, or the best leg lather the world has ever seen. And you'll see those bubbles will start bigger and start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, like Aunt Eller churning butter on the porch. And y'all, right about the time you start getting feedback from your brush that whatever is in your bowl is thickening up, that's when that lather has started to appear. Whoa, beautiful job there. Look at that.
It's waking up. It's definitely thick and snowy like.
She is our lather queen.
It's waking up zesty.
Y'all, there's even a sense of leather in the bass notes when this is lathered. Are you getting that?
I'm not sure. There's just such a wonderful light sweetness that really makes it feel like it's just that wonderment of the season kicking in.
This goes deep, y'all. This is a dense scent. All right, so look at this. When we watch our shave and chat, we like to see how he lathers a face. So when we don't do shaving on the Barbershop Duet, y'all, I just want you to see, for the painters among us, this is a fabulous lather. Right? Look at that, y'all.
That
I
is
didn't
a
even go back in the bowl.
slickness.
I know.
Super like padded, if that could be a
Yes,
thing.
the cushion, right?
Cushion, yeah.
Now I know what these words mean.
Right. It only took us 400 and something soaps to get here, but we did it! But the consistent slickness and cushion.
Right. And
throughout.
glide.
Yes,
See what
glide.
your finger does against your stubble. Feel your stubble.
Yeah, you know, all my stuff.
All right, y'all, and there are a few last thoughts we have. Would you please follow us down into the cranberry patch? Why do I keep getting a sense of a toy store? Is it just that whimsical and Christmassy for me? You know the toy store in Home Alone 2? Is it called Driscoll's?
Oh, right!
That's the sense of this beautiful dark woods, beautiful, incredibly tall ceilings, holly berries, cranberries, garlands, decorations everywhere. And being in Midtown Manhattan somehow for me is in this. I don't know how. I know it's a farm.
Right. But there's something about that. When you're a little kid looking at all those things, like your mind is just completely blown.
Right.
And that's what the whole wonder of Christmas is, of asking for something like that from Santa.
My
Like
scent mine is being blown right now.
Right,
That's
that
probably
too.
why. And I love that the delicate sweets in here are not being done with florals, because sometimes those florals are hiding under the surface to do that job, and they're not here. It is the brighter, lighter, spicier parts of the fruits that are standing in for what would normally be a floral, and that is what's giving this its charm. For me, is those sweets are coming from fruits and woods and not florals. It keeps this on a masculine edge for me that I
Right.
love, but I think anybody could wear this.
And it's interesting because I know it's called Winter Solstice, but the charm and the fun of Christmas, like maybe just
know.
that excitement is really coming through in the lather a little bit more somehow.
Please forgive us for drawing such solid lines from this to Christmas stuff, but, you know, a couple
can't help
sentimental old Catholics here. What are you going to do?
I think the balance in this soap is what's a big part of it. Like how they
Right.
were saying harmoniously that things mix in. It's really true. And that's what I think makes it just feel so comfy and cozy and charming.
Right. And if you do, fear cranberry, because let's face it, there's a part of cranberry that gets pokey. There's a part of cranberry that when you drink it, you go, look, I bring you glad tidings, great joy. Get that out of your head. The cranberry in here has been charmed, and its own subtle sweetness is brought out, and its own subtle sourness is gone. Why? Because it's a magical day.
Yes.
And Sean and Julie, thank you so much for sending us these 3 soaps from Blackbird Farm and Apothecary, because one of the biggest parts of our show is helping to find new artisans that we'd never heard of, find that they're doing amazing work, and shine some light on them for the greater community. And so many of our favorite soap makers started that way in their kitchens, in their garages, and now they've got giant workshops and they're sending out soaps all over the world. So thank you for helping us find them, because the work being done here is on par with our favorites, and we are so happy to have met them and made some new friends in the
Yeah.
process.
And if you look at at their website, they don't just have shaving stuff. They have a bunch of other great stuff for your skin, so check it out. As I was perusing, there was a lot of fun things. We got their chapstick, which is super great, and it uses the beeswax from one of their local friends' farms, if I've got that right.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Linus out Christmas tree hunting with Charlie Brown. Well, the best you're gonna find is this poor little tree, but once you find the right ornament, once you find the right little blanket to go around the bottom of it, and once you find the right friends to give it the right kind of love, it's gonna be amazing, and you're gonna get your own! So, head over to blackbird-farm-apothecary.com, where you'll find this and all kinds of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Winter Solstice. One of my favorite parts of this show is when you have your expectations set, and as soon as you start your very first whiff, they go, oh, click, 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 click. Gotta move up for this. Y'all, the charm, the beauty, the complexity, the spiciness of this is fantastic, especially for an artisan we are just discovering, because it gives me such excitement for the new things that we're going to find as we explore the rest of their line. And if you are a scooper, it works great. If you're a bowl latherer, it works even better, and beautifully functional for the shave. Allowed my razor to do some fantastic things and feel safe doing them, y'all. I don't know how to explain exactly yet as a newbie why some feel safer than others, but it's something with the thickness, it's something with the stickiness, but this has them both in spades. Thank you, Blackbird Farm Apothecary. We'll be back for more. Welcome to Messages.
So, for our December giveaway, you have a chance to win one of these 'Twas the Night Before Christmas soaps that we did as a collaboration with Adopted Acres.
Yeah, y'all, it is their first perennials for the 2025 season when they first opened their doors, and we're going to buy the very first soap here live on the show and send it to our lucky winner of this giveaway. Yay. So all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. If you get any other messages from us, it ain't us. And then check back here on January 1st when we have our Alexa help us choose our lucky winner on the show.
Best of luck!
It's gum.
Oh.
It's gum. That very first wisp that I got that opens the door and brings you in is a childhood gum I used to have. And it's not cinnamon. It's kind of a fruity I'm not sure.
I was going to say Big Red, like the cinnamon gum.
No, it was something else under the surface, which is why it's just the wisp of it. By the time you get to cinnamon, the gum is gone. But it was a treasured part of when I was little, and I love that wisp of it is in here. Something fruity, something in the top notes, and then it goes away.
Maybe that's why you're going to the toy shop. Like, there's something about that adventure that's in there.
Mysteries and wonders.
Wow, I cannot wait for us to get the Bay Rum open. If these have been so fun and spicy so far.
And Sean and Julie, from the very beginning, thank you so much for believing in our little show and supporting it by sending us out these amazing little soaps from these amazing folks who we may not have found otherwise.
I love all the detail that are put into these labels. Like, there's just such nice touches that are put into all of the Black Farm stuff.
We have a stick of the label, too. We can put it on our camera.
Hey! Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.